tonight in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. First night of MACtion, best part of November. And tonight the Bowling Green Falcons come into Kelly Short Stadium to face the Chippewas of Central Michigan. MAC standings going into the final month. Western Michigan, the only unbeaten in league play. The Broncos hosting NIU tomorrow night. Ohio, Miami, and Bowling Green right in there at 3-1. And according to ESPN Analytics, with a win tonight, the Falcons' chances to make the MAC title game next month go to almost 50%. And as you can see, a loss would be devastating. With that, hi again, everybody. Clay Matvick alongside my partner, Steve Adazio. Happy Election Day. Now it's time to relax with some football. You've known Scott Loeffler a long time. He used to work for you. His Bowling Green Falcons come in here playing really well. Do not want to get caught looking ahead to Western Michigan next week.
No, they're coming off a very emotional win versus their rival. They're on the road playing a team that's struggling a little bit with injuries, but they've got to come out here and they've got to attack this game because there's a lot on the line.
A lot of reasons to like Bowling Green, too, not the least of which Harold Fannin. Probably the best tight end in the country. You get a chance to meet him here tonight. This guy has put up amazing numbers all year. He is a semifinalist for the Mackey Award, which goes to the top tight end.
Yeah, he is a matchup nightmare for defenses. He's got great size, great ball skills. He's a physical, tough, good blocker. They split him out. They close him into the formation. This kid is absolutely one of the very finest football players in the country and is going to have an unbelievable future ahead of him.
You can see his career numbers. He is 4th in the nation in receiving, and that's as a tight end. No doubt about it. This guy is going to play at the next level. Meanwhile, Central Michigan, this is a team that has had an injury-riddled year, Steve. They're down to their 3rd-string quarterback. Their top 2 guys out for this game. One is out for the year. Joe Labus, their QB1 to start the season. He's out for the year. Bert Emanuel week to week with an ankle. They're hoping to get him back soon, but it's Tyler Jefferson again tonight, a redshirt freshman. He's a little green. He'll make his 3rd career start here tonight.
There's a lot on his shoulders tonight. He's an athletic kid. He doesn't have a tremendous amount of experience. He can hurt you with his legs. He's got a little work to do in the passing game. They're going to have to support him with a great running game. And their guy, Marion Lukes, is going to have to step up tonight, and he will. He's a real capable player. He runs inside the tackles real well, and he catches the ball out of the backfield well. Expect great things from him tonight.
Yeah, 126 all-purpose yards per game. We'll see him in the return game as well here tonight. It's artificial turf. The track could be wet. We expect some rain tonight. How is that going to affect the Bowling Green passing game? There's the star of the night, Harold Fannin. We'll be talking a lot about him. MACtion coming up next. At Bowling Green turned 50 on Friday. He thinks this might be his best team yet at Bowling Green, and his counterpart tonight, Jim McElwain. Also in his 6th year. It's been a tough season for his Chips, but really loves the character of his team and says, don't count my guys out. They've got to get hot down the stretch to be bowl eligible. He thinks his team can do it. A lot rides on Tyler Jefferson's shoulders, as you mentioned here tonight. You know, he's been a little one-dimensional with his offensive approach, has Jim McElwain, because his quarterback just can't get it downfield as he would like. And we'll see if rain is a factor in the passing game for the Chips. We expect more rain to come in here tonight, and it's windy with gusts up to 20 miles per hour.
Well, weather can always be a great equalizer. I think one of the things we have to look for tonight is what team handles the weather the best and takes care of the football. These turnovers can have a lot to do with outcomes of games, obviously. So it's going to be exciting to watch how this thing unfolds.
Central Michigan won the toss. They deferred, so Bowling Green will get it. Rakeem Smith is back. And Tristan Matson kicks it to the 5-yard line. Here comes Smith, the junior out of Baltimore. Spins as he crosses the 20, takes a hit, and he's dumped at the 22-yard line. So here come the Falcons, coming off a nice 41-26 win at the Glass Bowl in Toledo 9 days ago. Connor Bazelak, 24-year-old 6th-year senior, making his 49th career start. He's the number 3 passer in the MAC, and he hasn't thrown an interception since September. They hope that streak continues here tonight. Harold Fannin lined up to the bottom of your screen in numeral 0. Play action. Bazelak to pass right out of the gate. Gets it in the hands of Jamal Johnson. Johnson they use as a running back, but lately more as a slot receiver. He gets the first touch tonight.
He really gets the ball out of his hand well here. A real confident, strong throw, puts it right on the money. And what a great way to open up and start this game.
6-yard pickup. Bazelak will get it to Rakeem Smith. And he's going to be stopped short of the 30. Elijah Ricard, the free safety, limits that play to a gain of 2, so it's our first third down coming up.
Really nice play by Ricard in the open field against one of Bowling Green's most electric players in Rakeem Smith. It was a great defensive play for him.
Bowling Green 6th in the MAC at 39% on third down. It's a strong front 7 for this defense, the Chippewas. They're going to be tested by Terrion Stewart. Excellent running back who bounces to the outside and backs his way across the 45 and down to the 47. Terrion Stewart with a gain of 16.
This is a strong run. He put his foot in the ground, gets around the corner. What a great stiff arm right there. And then tries to spin off of the last tackle. That was a very strong, powerful run for a first down, putting him in great field position.
Falcons coming off their best rushing game since the season opener. They ran for 215 at Toledo. Not to a good start here tonight. First down and 10. Bazelak, another quick release to the outside. It's Malcolm Johnson, the Auburn transfer, their number 2 receiver behind Fannin. And he's going to get 6 on first down as Deron McKinney is there to make the tackle.
Really nice job there by Connor Bazelak. It was an RPO. He got the ball out. I'm impressed with how fast the ball comes out and how clean the pass, the spiral is. Very well done.
Trips to the left on second down and 3. Bazelak feeling a little pressure, evades the rush and nowhere to go with it. He was attempting to find Fannin on the far sideline, but he throws it away.
Intended for Harold Fannin Jr.
Bowling Green is taking their shots here right now. They're going to first and second down play action. They pulled the guard to sell the run, and you're going to see a lot of that tonight in an effort to get the ball down the field and create explosives.
3rd and 3.
Terrion Stewart will line up behind Bazelak. With 3 up and down years at Missouri, 1 disappointing season at Indiana, and out his 2nd year at Bowling Green, and they're going to move the chains.
Terrion Stewart, the ball carrier.
Nope, did not get it. No, stopped short. Jordan Kwiatkowski, who's having a big year at middle linebacker, came up and knocked Stewart down, so it's going to be 4th down and 2.
They're going to go for it here, and I think they should. This is that part of the field right now. You got to be able to get 2 yards.
Bowling Green, pretty good numbers on 4th down this year, 8 of 14. And they're going to talk about it. Scott Loeffler wants a timeout to discuss this 4th down and 2 in plus territory at the 46-yard line.
Well, what he did was quarterback went up to the line of scrimmage, tried to unwind the defense. Didn't really like what they saw right there, so they figured, okay, this is critical. We better call a timeout and get it right here.
Bowling Green played a brutal early schedule. They lost 3 one-possession games back in September at Penn State, at Texas A&M, and lost a home game to Old Dominion. I mean, these close losses, Scott Loeffler, you know, some of those very forgivable. You go on the road to Penn State, you go on to College Station and get beat. It's the Old Dominion one that kind of sticks in Scott's craw a little bit.
It does. I mean, as Scott said, in the first 3 weeks, he thought they were playing as well as anybody in the country. And on the field, they absolutely were. And then he felt like in week 4, 5, 6, they were a little inconsistent. The offense was up, the defense was down. The defense was up, the offense was down. But last week, put it all back together and really feel like they're hitting stride right now.
And that's Central Michigan sideline. You see Bowling Green on 4th down, really good, 57% on the year. Jason Patterson checks in, the veteran running back, as Jamal Johnson goes in motion. Out of the timeout, Bazelak steps up, throws it to Fannin. He's got an easy 1st down. Catch and run inside the 35. Harold Fannin Jr.
Well, you're putting the ball in the hands of your dudes, and that's their dude right there. That does a great job getting vertical, get a nice easy 1st down, keep the drive alive, like the call, like the thought, put it in the hands of the playmakers.
33-yard line.
Gain of 14 for Fannin. That's the first of what we expect to be several catches tonight. And as you said, Coach, he is used in so many ways. He's even been used as a Wildcat quarterback from time to time. Here's Fannin again, and that's going to be another 1st down. Down to the 11-yard line. Elijah Ricard brings him to the turf, but here's Bowling Green in the red zone.
You know, Connor Bazelak is just, to me, he looks confident. He's standing tall in the pocket. He's throwing the ball well. And I just think they're doing an excellent job in terms of putting pressure on the back end of the Chippewas. And they look good. They look good here. Look for them to hand the ball off maybe here and get a little of this running game going.
Bazelak 4 of 5 passing. One of the most accurate quarterbacks in the country. They will run it, and it is Johnson. And no gain on that play, actually, for Rakeem Smith. So Bowling Green, 75 first quarter points. That's tops in the MAC. Ranking the top 20 in the FBS. This is what they've been able to do early on, is have a good opening drive.
Yeah, they script it, and they know exactly what they want to call, and they practice it that way, and you can see it. It looks well rehearsed.
Fannin goes to the sideline. Levi Gazarek is the tight end on the right. And deep handoff to Stewart, and he is going to be thrust back. Rob Akey's defense was ready that time. That's going to be a loss of 2. You know, we talked to the defensive coordinator for the Chippewas, Rob Akey, and they've given up 84 points combined the last 2 games. He said, you bet, we're peed off, and we look for a big game here tonight, a little retribution.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'll tell you, Clay, they also feel great about their defensive front. I thought you saw an example of that right there. You know, they kind of stood tall and knocked Bowling Green back a little bit up front.
Play number 11 of this drive, which has covered 64 yards. Bowling Green hoping for payoff. 3rd down and 12. Big play early. Bazelak pumps. Now goes to the corner of the end zone, and that's overshot. Looking for Fannin. And it's going to be 4th down, and the field goal unit will come out as the Chippewas bend but don't break.
Yeah, that's the first ball that I thought I saw really sail out of his hands, you know, because he had him open in the back corner of the end zone, but he just threw that out of bounds, didn't give him a chance. This is the right call here, obviously on 4th and long, and get points. You don't want to have a drive like that and come away with no points.
This is Zach Long, transfer from Troy, handling all the kicking chores the last few games with Jackson Cleather out. This is from 32. That's good. So the Falcons try to win their 3rd straight and keep their MAC title hopes alive. Get out to the early lead here in Mount Pleasant. Opening drive for the Falcons, 12 plays, 64 yards in under 6 minutes. Zach Long with a 32-yard field goal to get the scoring started. Harold Fannin, a couple of catches on that drive, now 19 yards shy of 1,000 for the season. Jim McElwain took the Chippewas to bowl games in 2 of his first 3 years, now trying to avoid a 3rd straight losing season. And his team already behind here tonight before they get their first offensive possession.
He's looking to have a lot of positive momentum in this game and in this evening.
Handover and kick. This is going to be fielded inside the 5-yard line by Marion Lukes. A couple of career kickoff return touchdowns. Won't happen this time, as Central Michigan will start at the 22-yard line. So here comes the redshirt freshman from High Springs, Florida, Tyler Jefferson. Third straight start. Was, like we said, thrown into the fire after the Iowa transfer Joe Labus was lost for the season against Ohio last month. Bert Emanuel, the backup quarterback, was also out at the time, so it's been Jefferson's offense here for the last few weeks. Big physical left-hander. Lukes and Bailey will start in the backfield with him.
The M&M brothers.
And it will be one of the M's. Marion Lukes on the first carry. And Steve, you talked about it at the top of the broadcast. They really want to lead with the run and help Jefferson ease in and maybe set up some play action.
Yeah, I think their object is to get the safeties by doing that down from Bowling Green and see if they can throw some shots against them in the play action pass. That two-back set like that also lends itself to good option football, which is probably to the strength of Tyler Jefferson.
Lukes again in the backfield in the pistol. They'll shift the power to the right. Second down and 8. Jefferson again gives it to Lukes. Sheds a tackle and he'll get to the 30. That's an inspiring young run for the Vocal captain. Guy that offers a lot for this offense and no doubt has a lot of leadership abilities.
He makes a good cut and then a second cut to avoid that tackle in the hole. It was a subtle deal, but it was really impressive to watch him change direction and get vertical like that. Put him in a real makeable down and distance here on third down.
They have struggled though on third down here the last few games. 33% on the year, near the bottom of the country in that stat. It is Lukes, and that's going to be a first down, just leaping ahead to the 35-yard line. Well, they need him to have a big night, and this is a good start for Marion Lukes. That's a gain of 6, and they'll move the chains.
I think that's how the coaches had it scripted up. I mean, their hope was to get him going and take some of the pressure off of Tyler Jefferson. And Clay, you got it, man. They're off right now to a pretty good start. See if they can maintain it.
They're sending 3 receivers stacked to the near side. And they are down 5 wide receivers because of injury. Lost another one in their last game. Sprinting out. The throw is incomplete off the hand of Chris Parker. Redshirt junior who needs to get his touches tonight, but he's not able to dial that pass in. A little bit out of the reach as that was off target for Jefferson.
You know, it's a classic with a young quarterback like this who's not a real pocket passer to get him on the move like that, sprint him out. You notice they came to his left because he's a lefty to try to give him a little better throw, but the throw was off.
Second down and 10. They go back to the ground game, and this is B.J. Harris, their second leading rusher. Nothing there. That's going to be a loss of 2 as Ali Saad, the big Canadian and a transfer from Minnesota, comes in and gets him from behind.
Yeah, that's a blocking error up front by the right guard right there. There was penetration in the backfield, and there's nowhere to run with that. That's, you know, those are negative yardage TFLs that just kill you offensively.
It's a veteran, older defense for Steve Morrison, the defensive play caller. Trying to get off the field here on 3rd and long. Jefferson pressured. Now he's going to run with it. The ball comes out. And Bowling Green looked like they initially had it. Charles Rosser, the Sam linebacker, knocked it loose. But Central Michigan was able to regather it up. Davis Heinzen, the left tackle, comes up with the fumble recovery.
Well, they had a weak pressure right there. He takes off running. He's got to have better ball security than that. You know, Tyler's got to carry that high and tight. That thing's out, and they're lucky on that play.
So Central Michigan will have to punt. You talked about it. Turnover is going to be a key here tonight, especially for Central Michigan. And the rain isn't even falling right now. This is Justin Pegues on the return. And a good one. And across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Bowling Green leading by 3 with 5:37 to go here in the opening quarter. Penalty flag. And it looks like this is going against the Falcons.
during the return, block in the back, return team, number 0. Half the distance to the goal, first down. Timeout for media.
We're going to step aside. Falcons have it when we come back, up 3.
ESPN's College Football Primetime is presented by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Well, the first college football playoff committee rankings came out earlier tonight, and we've got a lot of ranked teams coming up on ABC. Next Saturday, number 5, Texas and Florida at noon Eastern in Austin. Georgia, number 3 in the first ranking. And number 16, Ole Miss, and we cap the night in Death Valley. Number 15, LSU hosting number 11, Alabama. What a football lineup on ABC. And what they're saying about that Alabama-LSU game is that's a college football playoff elimination game.
Yeah, it's very hard for any team to make it with 3 losses.
Bowling Green leading by a field goal. Second possession for the Falcons. And it's Terrion Stewart. Not a lot of room there. He's going to be brought down after a yard pickup. You know, his first night of action here, Steve, and, you know, both teams admitted they didn't know what day it was all week, especially Bowling Green playing on the road. These midweek games, once you get into the routine of the month of November, not too bad, but early on, it's tough.
It throws you off, no question. You know, you have a clock that's not set that way.
Second down and 9. From the gun, Bazelak, quick release. Man, he looks sharp tonight throwing the football. Gets it to his favorite target, Harold Fannin. And that is going to be Fannin's 3rd catch. That's 7 more yards. Came in needing 53 receiving yards tonight to reach 1,000. And he's well on his way. 3 catches, 41 so far.
I mean, they're doing what they need to do right now. Their best players are touching the football, starting with the quarterback. And, of course, going to Fanning.
That's Akeem Smith in motion. Bazelak, play action, has time, lofts it to the sideline, trying to find Smith, who was well covered, and he can't make the catch. Now McKinney did a nice job to help knock that one away, and it's going to be 4th down.
Really good defensive play, ill-advised throw. And I thought Rakeem Smith did a great job of getting vertical on that.
Teron McKinney, a strong safety, 2nd year at Central Michigan. After a couple at Iowa, 2 at South Dakota. Gets the defense off the field. Dante Kent going back to return for the Chips. And John Henderson will kick just outside of the end zone. Kent had a 68-yard punt return for a touchdown in the season opener. He's going to let this one bounce. Takes a Bowling Green roll to the sideline near the 45-yard line. So a short field for the Chippewas, down 3 when we come back. ESPN College Football Prime Time presented by Ram Trucks. 4:13 to go here in the first quarter. 3-0 Bowling Green. Steve Adazio on Clay Matvick. There's Tyler Jefferson looking for his first pass completion of the night. Said it before, this offense has been very one-dimensional the last couple of games. Held under 100 yards passing the last 2.
They're going to be very, very careful with him and ease him into this.
Play action. Looking to connect here, and again he overshoots his target. That was intended for Gavin Harris, their top pass-catching tight end. Corey Benjamin, pretty good coverage on the corner. And again, Jefferson just hasn't dialed in yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's a young player and he has a lot of work to do in the throw game, but they had good field position. Probably felt like if they're going to take a shot, that was the best opportunity to do that. Sure, they'll come back here with a tailback or a quarterback run.
B.J. Harris in the backfield. 2nd year at Central Michigan. He gets it. And he chops ahead for a handful. B.J. Harris had a couple of years at Missouri. Was a teammate of Connor Bazelak, now the quarterback at Bowling Green, of course. There's Joseph Sipp, leading tackler the last couple of seasons for the Falcons, getting in on that one. 3rd down and 7, and we talked about the 3rd down struggles of the Chippewas this year as well.
Well, it's not a friendly down and distance, and it certainly isn't with a young quarterback in here who's struggling throwing the ball a little bit. So
Bailey in the backfield. He'll pass protect. Jefferson looking, and now he's going to slide up and throw it on the run, and it is incomplete. Man, he had a wide open Solomon Davis, but I don't know if Davis slipped or just didn't see it, because he was wide open.
yeah, I think he had a couple guys open. He could have checked the ball down. He had a guy behind the DB. But I think Bowling Green's got to keep him in the pocket now. Letting him out of the pocket is going to help him. And you got to have a level rush against Tyler Jefferson now.
So the Chippewas can't take advantage of good field position and the wind at their back. David Chapeau comes on to punt. Good kick. Trying to dump it inside the 5-yard line, but it bounces into the end zone over the head of Justin Pegues. It's a 52-yard punt. It'll be a touchback. Now this season, All-State is celebrating every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. We say thank you to All-State. It's a windy night, but at least it's not raining right now.
And it's pleasant. It's warm. It's not too cool out here right now. I think the wind's probably gusting a little bit more down there than we realize.
And it's right in the face of Connor Bazelak right now, who's 5 of 8, 54 yards through the air. He has hooked up with Harold Fannin Jr. 3 times. Wants to throw here. Down the seam. He finds Fannin again, and he's loose. Banging his way across the midfield stripe into plus territory. Bulldog by Dante Kent, but that's a gain of 31, and that puts Fannin over 1,000 yards receiving on the year.
This is just a play action pass, a vertical concept, and they hit him in the seam. Really good scheme, really good design. I think you're going to see that more than on one occasion in this game.
6'4", 230 pounds, but he is sleek. He moves well for a guy that size. Back to the ground to Terrion Stewart, and this is why this offense works so well. The pass and the run and the chemistry that this offense has.
Yeah, I mean, it starts at the quarterback, but you got a quarterback, you got a tight end, you got a running back, you got a dynamic receiver, you've got skill players that can create explosives, and they're hitting them.
Number 1 receiver, the number 2 rusher, and the number 3 passer in the MAC belong to the Bowling Green Falcons. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Jason Patterson in the backfield. They'll fake it to him. Goes up, steps up, throws, and that's going to be incomplete. Right through the hands of Elijah Boyd, the tight end. He plays when Fannin's not on the field, the transfer from UTEP.
Well, Connor's got a strong arm, but that's a dangerous throw. He threw across his body across the field, and that's a little bit ill-advised. I kind of would have liked to have seen him take off with the ball there and get some positive yards. He doesn't appear to want to run with it very much right now, because that to me looked like a running down for him.
He's like a pretty good runner when he needs to. Go back to Stewart, a guy who's very hard to tackle. Stewart averages 7 broken tackles per game. That's 4th most in the nation among running backs. That's a gain of 8. You rarely see him come down on first contact.
He's got a very low center of gravity and tremendous balance. And we've seen it on 2 different occasions right now. That was an exceptional run. Put him back in a manageable 3rd down and short. I would say they've got 2 downs to make it here.
Jason Patterson motions out of the backfield. Bazelak, easy throw for a 1st down to Malcolm Johnson. That's a 9-yard pickup. They only needed a few, but they get 9 from Johnson. Playing a little banged up tonight. Scott Loeffler says he's an old school guy. It's really hard to keep him out of the lineup, even when he is hurt and should be out.
Yeah, he loves football. Runs a slant here, shields it with his body, secure catch. Gets the 1st down, move the chains. Good football.
Final 35 seconds of the opening quarter. Bowling Green on the move. First down and 10. Bazelak off his back foot, dumps it off short, and that is caught by Gazarek. Gazarek down to the 1-yard line. Penalty flags down on the field. Now we'll see if this is coming back.
No, that's that little screen off the jet sweep right there. Staple of Scott's offense.
Actually 2 flags down, one on the other side of the field as well.
Not sure what this.
Eligible downfield. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty. First down.
As right guard Jake Burns, transfer from Cincinnati, that was the illegal man downfield.
I'd like to see where the receiver was relative to the line of scrimmage there.
Well, instead of first down and goal to go from the 1 after the penalty, it's first and 15 from the 25. This might be the last play of the first quarter. Bazelak goes under center. Hands it to Stewart. Stewart's met immediately. Got back to the line of scrimmage, but Deron McKinney is there to wrap him up. And now a ugly end to the first quarter as it's getting chippy down there, no pun intended. That's kind of what we expect. First night of action, a lot on the line, especially for Bowling Green as they try to keep pace.
This is the end of the first quarter.
At the top of the league in Central Michigan, trying to end a losing streak. So we've got penalty markers down, and the officials are going to iron this out. We're going to step aside, end of the quarter. We'll find out what the flags are about when we come back. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Ram Trucks. All right, the officials have finally figured out what just occurred. Here we go.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, Bowling Green, number 55. Unsportsmanlike conduct, Central Michigan, number 99. Those fouls will offset. We will play second down.
So Pius Ojugo, the defensive tackle for Central Michigan, with the unsportsmanlike. Tunde Fatukasi, the right guard for Bowling Green. And we're mixing it up after the whistle. Big hit. Lucian Anderson, the backup quarterback to Connor Bazelak, comes in occasionally. He has a package of plays. He's a running quarterback, but nothing there. That's a loss of 2, and now it's third down for Bowling Green.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're running that play and not, giving Connor Bazelak a chance to throw the ball down the field a little bit with such a deficit down in distance. Now they have a long third down play here. Tough call.
I'll bring Jason Patterson back on the field, the senior running back. Bannon lined up to the right. Levi Gazarek also over there, 2 tight ends in. And now another marker down as Bowling Green ran out of time on the play clock.
Trying to get a sneak peek at the coverage.
Number 7. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Bowling Green, one of the least penalized teams in the MAC. Take one here. I'll kick off your Week 10 NFL Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern, with the Countdown crew on ESPN and the app. You're going to have all the early breaking stories, injury updates, and more. Of course, the trade deadline today. A lot of Detroit Lions fans around here. Excited about Za'Darius Smith coming over from the Browns. So now 3rd and 22 after the penalty. Bazelak throws, and it is caught. Nice catch. Finn Hogan, a former Chippewa, can't keep his feet. Undercut by Deron McKinney. It's a gain of 11, but it's 4th down.
This ball's sailing on him here and really exposes the receiver, and it does a great job of bringing the ball in, and I thought Finn Hogan really got the yards necessary to put him back into field goal range here so that they can get 3 points on this drive potentially. It's been a bizarre drive here. Just kind of look out of sync and a little bit of frustration there offensively.
This is going to be a 40-yard attempt for Zach Long. There's a long of 47. Big legs, so this is well within his range. He's got the wind at his back. Hit from 32 earlier. Out of the hold of Travis Kenner. No problem. And he could hit that from 50. And Bowling Green's lead goes to 6. ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Ram Trucks. Underway here now in the second quarter. 6-0 Bowling Green. Zach Long tacking out another field goal for Scott Loeffler's Falcons. Scott came to Bowling Green after 3 seasons as your offensive coordinator at Boston College. I know you think very highly of this man right here.
Scott is one of the really bright minds in college football. He is the very best quarterback developer in terms of fundamentals and mindset of a quarterback, and a great recruiter. He's just a terrific coach and has done an unbelievable job here at Bowling Green as a head coach.
And Central Michigan will start at the 25-yard line. He's been an offensive coordinator at Auburn, at Virginia Tech, quarterback coach at Michigan, Central Michigan, with the Lions in the NFL. But before coming to Bowling Green, he was on staff with Steve Addazio at Boston College. There's Scott on the left. You're on the far right. Who's that man in the middle?
That's Brian White, the running back coach here. He was my running back coach. He was a former coordinator at a lot of places like Syracuse and Wisconsin for years. What a man, what a coach. You look at the three of us, man, I think we've aged a little bit. I don't know. Coaching does that to you now.
A little less hair on your head, a little less on your lip now, too.
Yeah. My wife would tell you that's a very good improvement. I don't know. It's hard to, it's not much to work with there.
What year was that, you think?
2019. We were probably all on some kind of diet or something back then. We did all these crazy things. We had fun, though. It's nothing better than coaching when you're coaching with great men that you want to share a vision with and work together. It's awesome.
After the 3-yard pickup by Lukes, here's Jefferson trying to get something going in the passing game for Central Michigan, and he hits Chris Parker. And that is going to be close to the line to gain. That's a gain of 6 yards. Oladokin brought him down. They're going to mark it just short, so it's 3rd and 1. But at least Jefferson with a strong throw to the outside that connects.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good pass to get them going, try to build a little confidence, and they need it. They need the throw game. Get the ball down the field.
First completion for Tyler Jefferson. Miles Bailey steps onto the field at running back, and he'll get it. Goes right up the middle and gets loose. Look out. There goes Miles Bailey, the senior from New Jersey, scampering along the sideline. And pushed out at the 26-yard line. There is a penalty flag on the field. Tracy Revels made the stop, but that's a 40-yard gain should it stand up.
Well blocked up front. Great opening for him to burst through. As you said, Clay, more than likely there's a holding call here somewhere.
Personal foul. Offense, number 63. Unnecessary roughness. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's unnecessary roughness penalty against Dominic Serapiglia, their center.
He's one of their very best players. I mean, I'm not sure I understand what that call is.
Serapiglia, no doubt, their bell cow up front. Senior out of Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, one of their vets. And a mistake there that wipes out an explosive play, and Central Michigan has lacked those in recent weeks. And now back to the 44-yard line. Jefferson avoids pressure. Now he unleashes, going deep, looking for Parker. It's knocked away at the last moment by Jordan Oladokin. Oladokin, the veteran corner, playing at a high level, had a couple of picks at Toledo in their last game, including a pick 6, and he got a hand on this one.
Fantastic play. Really got up there, got his hands, separated the ball from the receiver, Real confident play by Oladokun. Not a bad ball there by Tyler Jefferson now. Sending that thing down the field.
Jordan Oladokun's brother Chris, one of the backup quarterbacks for the Chiefs. Marion Lukes now taking the direct snap. And he's going to hand it off to B.J. Harris. Bowling Green does a good job to stretch that play toward the sideline. Devontae Miles got there to make the stop. It's just a 3-yard gain, and it'll be third and relatively long.
Yeah, I mean, it's a jet sweep that they're running there, and you know that's a speed-orientated play, and it just didn't look like it had a lot of juice to get to the perimeter, you know, and outrun the pursuit of the defense.
Yeah, a little slow to develop. B.T. Sherman, the wide receivers coach, he calls the plays. Marion Lukes back as the running back, and that pass from Jefferson is batted back. Dontrez Brown, the defensive tackle, gets that one in the backfield, and it's 4th down, and Central Michigan's going to have to punt again.
A nice little scheme that Bowling Green I've seen a couple of times now, where they're twisting the front and blitzing the linebacker and picking the offensive line. That's the second time I've seen that.
Pegues back inside the 15. Another one that's going to bounce off the foot of Chapo. And great coverage. Pegues is dumped at the 10-yard line by Brendan Diaz-Fernandez. 43-yard punt, no return.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
First college football playoff rankings came out earlier tonight, and if the season ended tonight, this is what the bracket would look like. BYU, Oregon, Miami, and Georgia would be the top 4 seeds because they would be the conference champions based on projection. And you can see Boise State would represent the group of 5/6, if you want to count the Power 2 or the Pac-2. So your thoughts on seeing that for the first time?
It throws me. I get what they're doing. They're laying out the conference champions, but those games haven't been played, the championship games. So it's a big assumption, for sure.
There's Finn Hogan with another catch against his former team. Made 6 starts as a receiver here before. It's interesting to see that, though. 12 teams. I mean, it's hard to believe that we had the 4-team playoff for a decade. Because, I mean, there was so much build-up for that, and we finally broke through with the playoff. It was 4 teams. We had it for a decade. Now here we come with 12, and it's going to be interesting.
It's exciting.
This is Terrion Stewart getting another carry, and he is met up the middle, right into the teeth of that Central Michigan defense. They're going to force a 3rd down here. Kwiatkowski making the stop. Unfortunately for the MAC, there's no chance for them to get into the playoff right now. Again, it looks like Boise State would represent the group of 5 or 6, whatever you want to call it. Chance, though, that Army could still maybe spoil that for Boise State. And don't forget about Washington State from the Pac-2.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I think Boise has got such a good football team, and I like their schedule down the home stretch. So I think they got a great opportunity.
Great running back. 3rd down and 3, Bazelak. That's complete, and that's going to be a 1st down to Rakeem Smith. So calm, so smooth is Connor Bazelak.
He has a lot of poise and a lot of presence in the pocket, and does, as you said, Clay, is not flustered. Look at him standing tall, delivers a nice stroke with the ball, not trying to overthrow it. Good play, good 1st down.
He has been over 75% with his completion rate in 3 of the last 5 games. He's 10 of 14 here tonight, 120 yards. Not a lot of points on the board, however. Down the seam, had a man wide open. He was looking for Malcolm Johnson, but that pass off target. A little pressure there. Bazelak ends up on his backside.
He got up limping a little bit, too. He took a shot there. You know, they were going to take a shot with the wind at their back and try to get an explosive. And it's a shame because he obviously got hit before he finished that throwing motion.
Scott Loeffler really likes Connor Bazelak, and you mentioned it before. There's probably not a better quarterback coach in the country than Scott. And as Fannon's on the sideline, another penalty marker comes
Illegal
in.
substitution. Offense. 12 men in the formation. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Saw Malcolm Johnson running off the field last second. You know, Scott's shaking his head right there. That's really frustrating. You know, and not looking to the sideline, getting the grouping, getting the substitutions, and now that's going to cost them field position and putting him behind the sticks.
Greg Nosale and Max Warner are the co-offensive coordinators. See what they dial up here on 2nd down and 15. Play action. Bazelak naked out to the right, throws, and it is caught by Rakeem Smith near the line to gain. And that is going to be a first down for the junior from Baltimore. Needed 15, got 15.
And it's just a little naked bootleg with a flood route on the sideline. He had a couple of options there, threw a nice ball low and away the way you should. That's a big first down because they were in a hole back there.
Rakeem Smith, an explosive transfer from Delaware State. They're trying to get him involved in the offense here early. Go back to Terrion Stewart, and he's undercut again before he gets back to the line. Cochran and Kwiatkowski meeting at the ball carrier. No gain.
I really think Central Michigan's done a very good job in disrupting the run game right now. And
well, the clog in the middle for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, Bowling Green is giving up a few too many TFLs on the season, and you're seeing these TFLs affecting them right here in the run game because they've got good running backs, but they're having a hard time getting on track. They've had a few runs, but no consistency.
Bazelak, slant route, contact. Bowling Green wants a penalty, but Deron McKinney was there right on time to disrupt that pass to Malcolm Johnson.
This is a penalty in my opinion right now. Yeah, no question about it. Come on, guys. You can't miss that call now. That's hitting the guy before the ball gets there, and that should be PI. That's frustrating right there.
So Central Michigan gets a break. Now see if the defense can get off the field. They rush 4 in the flat. Marker down. Caught by Smith on the screen. He's got enough for the first down and more, but there is a flag back at the 40-yard line.
It's going to be a shame if this comes back, which probably will. I'm going to call it illegal formation or something here.
Illegal formation. Offense. More than 4 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
I mean, that was a 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12 play that they converted a first down, and now they're back up against the chains at 3rd and 15. I mean, this is you're making it hard on yourself right now. It's not easy when you put yourself in these situations.
That's the second. Kind of ill-advised mistake, penalty-wise. 2 successive drives for Bowling Green. Bazelak to Fannin, has a block. Good stiff arm, stays on his feet, and then finally corralled and dropped at the 33-yard line by Kwiatkowski and Kent. So Fannin will have to settle for a gain of 4, and it's 4th down, and the punting unit will come out. But again, you get off schedule because of the penalty, and now Bowling Green's going to have to punt for the 2nd time tonight.
There's been a lot of penalties in the last couple of series right now, and it's keeping him, behind the chains here, getting him off schedule. It's not very clean football right now. It's got to get tightened up.
So the JUCO transfer John Henderson comes on to kick. Dante Kent back to return. Good punt. Takes a bounce and out-kick the coverage. It's going to roll into the end zone. Touchback. 5:46 to go before half. 6-0 Bowling Green. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are in LA for our Week 10 Monday Night Football game. Tua, Tyreek, and the Dolphins taking on Matthew Stafford and the Rams at SoFi. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. How about that Chiefs overtime win last night against the Bucks?
Mahomes in overtime with the first possession. You don't want that. He lights out. 8-0.
Playing a little nicked up too with that bad ankle. This is going to be a false start, I believe, with some motion for Central Michigan.
Full start. Offense. Number 63. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, that's the second penalty against Central Michigan. Bowling Green's already got 5. And the drive chart looks this way for the Chips. Punt, punt, and punt. Trying to get something going offensively. Tyler Jefferson, just 1 completion in 6 attempts. Again, it's a very one-dimensional offense right now. First and 15. And trying to bounce to the outside. Miles Bailey, not much there. That's going to be a loss of 1 as Justin Eklund, the former San Jose State Spartan, gets him to the turf.
Good job. Penetration by Bowling Green and making contact on the other side of the line of scrimmage. And the style of offense that Central Michigan has to play here tonight, to be behind the chains with a offsides penalty, is just it's tough.
So certainly a passing situation here. Bowling Green has done a good job keeping Jefferson in the pocket when they've had to. They want to force him to throw it, but they're going to run it here. Again, Bailey, and again, he is brought down quickly, this time by Patrick Day. Just a 2-yard gain, so it'll be 3rd down and long.
They're really protecting him with the throw game. He's in the minus side of the field here. 3rd and long here. You wonder if there'll be a QB draw, a screen, or something like that on this play, or are they going to let him throw it down the field? You know,
this has got to be killing Jim McElwain, former offensive coordinator himself, of course. Won a couple of national titles at Alabama as OC, a great play caller, but his hands are really tied right now with this freshman quarterback.
So many injuries, and they're just trying to do the best they can to take care of them, but yet move the ball.
Throws it short down the seam, and it's nearly picked off. Day again, that time got a hand on it to break it up. It was intended for Gavin Harris, and Central Michigan is going to have to punt for the 4th time here in the half.
The way they're have to play tonight, they've got to stay on schedule and get better field position. That's going to be critical for them. On the flip side here, Bowling Green should get an opportunity for good field position here, and they need to capitalize on that.
Justin Pegues, the transfer from Tennessee Tech, sees another one bounce in front of him. He's going to let it roll. Takes a Chippewas roll to the 46-yard line, and things are getting physical after the whistle again. We've had a couple of unsportsmanlikes already here in the half, and we're likely to get more. After their 37-yard punt, which should have been whistled dead after the ball became motionless, there's pushing and shoving.
Yeah, I mean, the ball was going to be down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what took place there other than they're going after each other, and they're going to have to sort this out and see if this is going to be offsetting or against one side or the other.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Kicking team, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's against the Chippewas.
I mean, I don't know what they're doing there.
And there's 2 or 3 guys that are involved in it.
I mean, that's just a blatant penalty and taunting over him at the end. I don't get it.
Number 12, Jordan Kwiatkowski, he initiated it by pulling on the jersey of Pegues. And so now great field position here for Bowling Green, starting at the 39 of Central Michigan.
Look for a shot here by Connor Basilick.
Handoff. Stewart cuts it and gets inside the 35-yard line down to the 33. And Caleb Spann with the tackle. That's a 6-yard pickup on 1st down. Terrion Stewart just very steady here tonight. 10 carries, 43 yards. Hasn't done anything real flashy yet tonight. He is a solid running back.
He's a talent now. They just have to block for him. So when he has some openings, he makes good yardage.
We'll say 2nd and 5. Bazelak pumps to the near side. Now throws down the seam. He was looking for Hogan again, and it lands incomplete. He was bracketed by a couple of defenders. Leviah Brown and Deron McKinney. McKinney is having a great half.
He looked like he threaded that ball pretty good to Finn Hogan in there. Maybe it was an opportunity to catch that.
Second year at Bowling Green for Hogan. He's from tiny Maple City, Michigan, in the very northern part of the Mitten.
The previous play is under review for a potential targeting foul.
So now we're going to look at it upstairs. Our replay official tonight is Scott Bova. I don't know, maybe this was called from upstairs. They may have seen something in the way of targeting.
Yeah, that's what happened. No doubt about it.
All right, Scotty. I do.
I would say that looks like it's targeting.
Leviah Brown, number 40, and then a little friendly fire to boot. Not only did he make helmet-to-helmet contact with Hogan, but then he got his teammate.
That's a defenseless player at that point. So that's going to be, I believe that's going to be targeting.
Deron McKinney also got the brunt of that thrust by Brown.
After review, personal foul, targeting, defense, number 40. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Number 40 has been disqualified for the remainder of the game.
Leviah Brown, the middle linebacker, the guy that defensive coordinator Rob Akey calls Aloha because he's from Honolulu. That's a big piece to lose for the rest of this contest.
Yeah, it is, and I tell you, the penalties, there's too many penalties by both teams right now. This has not been a clean first half, but right now, certainly for Central Michigan on this particular drive, that's what, 30 yards in penalties? Somewhere around there.
First and 10 now from the 19. Terrion Stewart will muscle his way to the 20 and then get pushed back by Kwiatkowski, who's having a big year. He's their leading tackler. He's been active here in the first half. Whiteside also there. So second down. This offensive line for Bowling Green, coach, is massive. Averaging 6'6", 315 pounds for a group of 5 offensive line. That's big. Just haven't opened up a lot of holes in the running game up the middle here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you give credit to Central Michigan, but I think that Bowling Green has got to play a little more explosively and not be leaning on people.
They protect Bazelak. He throws to the goal line, and it's knocked down by Deron McKinney, who took that shot from his teammate Leviah Brown not that long ago, but obviously didn't get his cage rattled too much because he was Johnny on the spot there to keep that one from Malcolm Johnson.
We're not going to see this view right now, but this is like the third time I felt like, you know, Connor Bazelak should have maybe taken off with the ball and gotten a first down with his legs.
Yeah, there was a wide seam right there for him to take off and didn't.
It sure appeared that way. Easy for me to say up here, but
they need the 9-yard line to keep the drive going. Bazelak avoids pressure on the run. He's going to throw it away. Jason Williams in hot pursuit, the defensive tackle. So Bowling Green has yet to get in the end zone. They're going to walk out Zach Long again, who has already hit a couple of field goals tonight.
You know, they've been outstanding scoring touchdowns in the red zone. You know, they were over 66%, I believe, touchdowns in the red zone. Well, tonight we've seen a lot of red zone activity, and we're seeing field goals, not touchdowns. And that, you know, that's not what you're looking for, because you've got to score bigger points than that and get all you can get out of every time you drive down the field and get in that territory.
Zach Long has hit from 32 and 40. This one from 37. is good as well. So Zach Long with a hat trick here in the first half. And Bowling Green trying to get to 4-1 in the MAC. I think the first half has a 9-0 lead.
A lot of points have been lost, and you got to, as you move down the end of the season, you want to be more efficient.
Let's go back to what you were talking about at the top. Trap game. It's one of those games where you're the favorite, even though you're on the road, and you've got a big game next week. You're coming off an emotional win at Toledo in the Glass Bowl. You're coming here on a damp night, not a lot of atmosphere here at the stadium. You feel like his team, Scott Loeffler's team, is maybe sleepwalking a bit.
I mean, it happens. It's kind of natural, and you're fighting against it as coaches. You can tell Scott was very concerned about this, but I think what you have to do right now is, try to, put the pedal down in the second half, but get into halftime, regroup a little bit, refocus your team, and you're saying to yourself, we got to get out of here with a win. Just got to put this thing back together and go win this football game. But right now, it's a little sloppy.
Well, Central Michigan is going to get the ball back with all their timeouts remaining. Plenty of time on the clock here in the first half. And don't forget, they're going to get the second half kickoff. They're only down 9. It's going to go into the end zone. So again, a touchback. And Ty Jefferson will bring him back out. Tyler has just the one completion. It came on an out route earlier here in the quarter. He's just 1 of 7, and that's really hamstringing this offense. We said the wide receiver injuries have been a real problem. Their #1 receiver, Evan Boyd, lost for the season at Miami in their last game, so they're down 5 receivers since the start of the year. But that's not the only problem with the passing game. Certainly the quarterback has a lot to do with it. So they stay with the running game. Marion Lukes will pick up 3 on first down. What's going to jumpstart this offense, Coach, in your mind?
I think they're going to have to hit an explosive. I think he's dangerous when he scrambles a little bit, and the routes turn into scramble rules where people go deep and short, and maybe he hits one of those for a big play.
Well, they're not going to get another play out before the 2-minute timeout.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
First action of November, and not a lot of action in the first half. 9-0 Bowling Green. Bowling Green 9, Central Michigan nothing. 2 minutes to go here before halftime. Bowling Green going for its 3rd straight win, trying to get to 4-1. Western Michigan's got a big game tomorrow night against Northern Illinois as they'll try to stay unbeaten. Miami's at Ball State tonight on ESPN. Miami, the defending MAC champs, also trying to get to 4-1 in league play, but Ball State has a lead in the first half.
Bowling Green, their second of the half, 30 seconds.
So Bowling Green calls the timeout after Jefferson runs ahead. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Third downs have not been kind to Central Michigan tonight or in recent weeks. And, with a big play, that explosive play that you're talking about, maybe they can get some points on the board here before half, but this has been a plodding offense so far tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think they got to be careful here. Obviously, Scott Loeffler's trying to use his timeouts to get one more possession before the half here. Central Michigan's got to make a decision. Do they want to put this ball up right now, or, are they going to be content to punt it?
Central Michigan, one explosive play tonight. That was a 25-yard run by Bailey. 4 receivers on the draw. It's Tyler Jefferson, and he's got this ability. He's elusive on his feet. Into plus territory, down the sideline inside the 30-yard line. There is the big play that the Chippewas were looking for. That is a run of 44 for the quarterback.
That's what he can do. I think everybody in the stadium should know when they emptied the backfield that they were going to run a quarterback draw. I'm surprised that they didn't have a spy or a twist inside to eat up those run lanes on that play, because that's about what was left once they emptied the backfield.
Injured player down for Central Michigan. It's the center, Sarah Piglia. We talked to Jim McElwain about Tyler Jefferson, who came into the season as the third-string quarterback behind Joe Labus and Bert Emanuel, still growing into that leadership role, obviously, Steve. But that is a situation where they needed a leader to emerge, and even though he's a green quarterback, he makes a big play late in the half, might lead to points.
Yeah, no question. I mean, sometimes you just need a spark, and they got a little spark there.
Now look at the throw on first down. Rifle shot, but it's high. There is a flag down. Could be pass interference. Ja'Cory Benjamin covering Chris Parker, and this might be PI.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be PI. Another
Pass
penalty.
interference. Defense, number 7. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Bowling Green only 10 defensive penalties this season. That's the best record in that statistical category in the MAC, but that's a huge one.
Yeah, that wasn't as much a one as I thought. He kind of lost his footing and kind of stumbled and fell on him right there. I'm not sure that couldn't have been a no call, but
10th penalty of the half for the two teams combined. It has not been pretty. So here are the Chips knocking on the door in the red zone. Jefferson out of the gun. Luke's in the backfield. They'll give it to Marion Lukes. He'll spin inside the 10 and work his way to the 7-yard line before he's stacked up. Trent Sims leading the way, but that's a 6-yard gain.
He runs physical. He runs hard. They've got themselves down inside the 10-yard line and have all their timeouts, I believe.
They do.
So they can afford to run the ball here, which is, you know, whether they run it with Tyler Jefferson or whether they hand it off to one of their really talented backs.
It's Lukes again right up the middle, and he's down to the 1. That's going to be first down, goal to go for the Chippewas. Rosser and McClendon combined on a touchdown saving tackle, but now first and goal for the Chips with a minute to go in the half.
They're going to let this clock run a little bit and not use that timeout right now. Feeling that they'll have enough opportunities to punch it in here.
Offense showing spark late in the half. It's Jefferson on the keeper, pushing, and he got in. Touchdown, Central Michigan. How about Tyler Jefferson leading a scoring drive late in the half, and Central is right back in this ballgame.
After all of that, they have a chance to be going into the half at 9-7. Anybody's football game, even though Bowling Green was really dominating with yards and everything. But
time of possession for sure.
You know, but that's what happens when you get into the red zone and you come away with field goals as opposed to touchdowns. You let up a couple of big plays and it's a ball game.
Matson tacks on the extra point. How about it? Central Michigan down a couple. 6 plays, 75 yards in under 2 minutes. Of course, the big 40-plus yard run by Jefferson set up his own touchdown.
Yeah, he's a good athlete. He's got good leg strength. He runs smooth. He's doing what he does best and use that to be able to get them right back in this football game.
Jim McElwain took the Chippewas to bowl games in 2 of his first 3 years, trying to avoid that 3rd straight losing season. He knows that his team has to go 3-1 down the stretch to avoid missing a bowl for the 3rd straight year. We talked about what he said about this team. Yes, you know, we're beat up. My quarterback is really having trouble connecting with receivers and moving the game in the passing game. But I feel good about the character of my team, and I think we're going to be a tough out tonight. So far, that has proven to be the case as they're right in it here ahead of half.
What was impressive speaking with Jim was, you know, sometimes coaches can get a little whiny. Oh, I lost these guys. This guy's out. This guy's out. He said, well, we'll be okay. We got some good players here. We got good character. We go.
Boy, look at the wind hold up that football.
Dangerous. That was dangerous.
And Bowling Green has it with the wind at their back with 29 seconds to go and 1 timeout, and a front just moved in with a little bit of rain in it. The wind gusting now. And we'll see how Connor Bazelak and the Bowling Green offense plays this.
Oh, I think they're going to throw the ball and try to see if they can get this thing down the field. It's good enough field position. So, you know, usually if you're backed up a little bit, you might run it and see what you get. But I think they're in a position where they're going to throw this rock.
139 passing for Bazelak, 12 of 20. Pumps, throws, and that pass is high, incomplete, intended for Johnson. Malcolm Johnson trying to climb the ladder. Another marker in the backfield.
Holding, offense, number 55, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's penalty number 7 against Bowling Green. Tunde Fadukasi, the Rutgers transfer. That one.
That's a, you know, it just kills you, you know. And look at this. 1st and 20.
That's the second penalty on Fadukasi. 24 seconds to go. Bazelak down the middle, and Patterson out of the backfield makes the catch. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, a few yards more, down at the 43.
Timeout.
Bowling Green is going to use their last timeout with 16 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think, you know, they're still in a situation right now where they can afford to take, you know, another shot here to see if maybe they can get this thing in the field goal range. If not, then they'll, you know, but don't forget, you know, Central Michigan also can control this time here. So they got to be careful right now. Bowling Green doesn't throw this thing up there and get a pick.
Keep in mind, too, that Zach Long has hit 3 field goals so far in the half, and he's got a huge leg. Scott Leffler said he would not be afraid to use him from 55 yards out. And he's going to have the wind at his back if it comes to that, but I'm sure they'd like to take a shot at the end zone, too.
They're going to try to get across the 40-yard line. They got, what do they have, 16 seconds left? He's going to try to get a throw somewhere between the 40 and the 30-yard line.
2nd and 7. Bazelak steps up. There's that pass you were looking for, Coach, but it's incomplete. Intended for Rakeem Smith. Underthrown, and it's 3rd down, 11 seconds to go. That would have got him inside the 40.
Yeah, sure would have. They have no timeouts right now, so this is going to be tricky here. They still have enough time to throw the ball and get a spike if they can get a 1st down. You know, spike it and maybe get a kick if they can put this thing in that 30 to 40-yard range. But they've got to be efficient.
4-man rush. Bazelak in trouble, and down he goes inside the 35. Jason Williams, one of the top D tackles in the MAC, gets home. That's a big loss. Loss of 7.
Timeout. Central Michigan.
And Central Michigan now calls a timeout.
That's what you can't do. You cannot take a sack there. That ball's got to get out. You just got to, you know, throw it away if you have to. Don't take a sack.
There's the first sack that Bowling Green has allowed tonight. And Bazelak, who's been shaken up a couple of times here in the half, gets beat up on that play.
Yeah. Well, now you're going to go all out pump block right now. Bring them all. I don't even know if you put anybody deep. I think, you know, you just, well, I guess you want to get a return if you can get one for a touchdown, but I think you go after this right now and tell your returner, just be smart. You know, if you don't feel good about fielding it.
You got 9 guys up on the line. Not an aggressive rush. Fielded at the 16-yard line by Dante Kent. It's going to take it wide. and spins across the 25-yard line. And why not? Let's have another penalty before halftime. This will be the 12th penalty of the half.
Not sure I understand why they didn't go after and try to block that. To me, that was always the opportunity to say, let's just go after them. Let's see if we can block the kick and turn it into a touchdown or potentially a field goal. You have your timeouts left, but they didn't. They set up a return.
Block in the back, return team. That penalty is declined. This is the end of the first half.
So that's how the first half of our first Maction of November ends. Central Michigan getting on the board late to make it interesting. It's 9-7 Bowling Green at the half now. Zubin and Trevor in the studio. Back in Mount Pleasant, ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Ram Trucks. First night of Maction. Always enjoy the MAC in November. It's 9-7 Bowling Green leading Central Michigan at the half. He's Steve Adazio. I'm Clay Matvick. Not a lot of offense for either team in that first half. Bowling Green, 6 possessions, 3 punts, 3 field goals. Tyler Jefferson, the quarterback for Central Michigan, just 1 completion tonight, but led a big scoring drive and had 1 big explosive play on that drive to really change the feel of the game late in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, when Bowling Green is going into red zone and kicking field goals and coming away with 9 points, it just took a couple of plays by Tyler Jefferson to get down the field, put a touchdown in, and you have a 7-9 game, and you're like, what just happened here? So that's what we're kind of working on here right now is, getting Bowling Green to be more consistent in scoring in the red zone, and then, of course, Central Michigan finding that pace they had at the very end there with Tyler Jefferson.
So here are the numbers. Nothing flashy for sure. Just 5 first downs for Central Michigan. And the penalties really a problem for Bowling Green in that first half. They had 7 penalties. A couple were drive killers, and I can't imagine Scott Leffler, a guy that you know very well, was happy with that first half-hour play.
I'm saying that was a very unhappy locker room at halftime, and I'm saying that he got on them pretty good right now and say, hey, fellas, listen, we got too many penalties. We're not finishing drives. We're not scoring in the red zone. We got to get our act together. We got to come out here and play fast and physical. That's kind of the conversation that went on in that locker room.
Connor Bazelak on the right, the 24-year-old, 6th-year senior. He's been around the block, Missouri, Indiana. This is his 2nd year at Bowling Green. He's having one of the better years of his career. In fact, somewhere here in the second half, we expect him to go over 2,000 yards passing on the season for the 4th time in his career. But it's been a tough night. And they'll be going against the wind here in the 3rd quarter. As Central Michigan is ready to kick away. Low kick. And this is going to be scooped up at the 10-yard line by Marion Lukes. And gets hit at the 25-yard line, and he's down at the 26. All right, our dynamic play of the game presented by T. Rowe Price, and it's really how they've been using Harold Fannin. Harold Fannin Jr., the outstanding tight end. They've been lining him up everywhere, Coach.
Yeah, they're just trying to find the right matchups of who he's going to be working against, and they're getting him the ball in a lot of different ways, whether they're pick routes, whether they're vertical seam routes, and they've done a nice job. They got to get back to that. They started that way and got away from it. Got to go back to that.
Yeah, a lot of those catches and yards came in the first quarter, kind of disappeared in the second quarter. Marion Luke starts in the backfield for the Chippewas. Jefferson wants to throw right away. Getting some pressure, ball knocked loose. I think that's going to be incomplete. They do not blow the whistle. Bowling Green recovers inside the 40-yard line. Anthony Hawkins knocked it out.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
But now they're going to look at it again. It kind of appeared that his hand was coming forward. Let's look again.
Yeah, it did. He shuffled up in the pocket here right now, and I'm not sure. On that view right there, they might have got it before his hand started coming forward. It's close, but he took too long. He needed to get that ball out. He was trying to see the route open too far.
Joseph Sipp, the weak side linebacker. He's the one that recovered it.
He's an instinctive player, Joe Sip. I remember him when I was at Colorado State. We recruited him. He was coming from Florida. He's a heck of a player, having a good career.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. The previous play is under further review.
I agree with you, Coach. I think from that first angle, it looks one way. We need to see it from another angle or two, and now the replay official Scott Bova wants to look at it again.
Yeah, I don't know that we have a definitive look based on what we saw. I kind of think maybe they got him before the ball started coming forward. This is the same look here, so I don't know if we're going to get any more information. He's got his arm cocked back. I think it's going to be an incomplete pass. Looking at it again, I kind of think maybe his arm was in the motion going forward. It's a tough angle unless they have a little. Do they have a better look than we do? I don't know. This might be a better angle here.
Well, if it stands up, it's going to be the first turnover of the night for either team. And Bowling Green, they led the nation in takeaways last year with 28. This would be just their 8th takeaway of the year, but they've started to pick up the pace here the last few games.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down, Bowling Green.
Yeah, it's going to be confirmed. So Bowling Green's got it. That is their 6th takeaway in 2+ games and their first of the night. It's a big takeaway here as they get it. Great field position inside the 40-yard line in Central Michigan territory.
They need to score a touchdown here. They need to capitalize on this turnover and get in the end zone.
Terrion Stewart. They're going to run it with their lead back, and nothing. That's going to be no gain for Stewart, who had 11 carries for 41 yards in the first half. Justin Whiteside, the linebacker, makes the stop. And we said this in the first half. Central Michigan has done a pretty good job against Stewart and this Bowling Green running game.
They really have, but I mean, he just ran unblocked through the line of scrimmage and hit him in the backfield. I mean, someone's got to account for him in his zone blocking scheme.
3 receivers to the right. Bazelak, 152 through the air. That pass, a little high, intended for Malcolm Johnson, as they were trying to set up the receiver screen, and so now it's 3rd and long. And again, Bowling Green is going into the wind, and the rain has started again here in Mount Pleasant.
They got a 3rd and long here. They've been, I'm not sure they've been super productive on first down, and putting them a little bit behind the chains continually now on these drives. They're checking that again at the line of scrimmage, seeing what the defense is going to do.
Safe play. They run it with Jason Patterson. And he's going to be well short of the line to gain. Gets it inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. But it's 4th down.
Yeah, they'll go for it here. Probably, you know, what did we got, about 4th and 4 here right now? 4th and 3, 4th and 4.
4th down, coming up for the Falcons. 4th and 4 for Bowling Green.
Yeah, they'll throw the ball here. I think with Connor Bazelak. Maybe look for Harold Fannin here.
There's Fannin going in motion. He converted once tonight on 4th down. Bazelak pumps, gets away from the pressure. Found his wide open Malcolm Johnson. First down to the 13-yard line. Johnson, the Auburn transfer, who's playing through injury tonight, picks up 20. A clutch catch.
Nice job. Good on the replay here, watching Connor get that ball, step up in the pocket, step to his side, and then good adjustment by the receiver, finding the open space. That was well done.
Johnson, 3rd catch tonight. He's got 36 yards, none bigger than that one. And Terrion Stewart going back to work on the ground. He'll bust it to the 9-yard line. You mentioned it, Coach. This is a touchdown
number 44's
drive
helmet came off.
that they desperately need.
They really do. You know, that's why it was critical on 4th down. They went for it. They converted. Now they got a nice run here on 1st down, and They got to score here, so be interesting to see the play selection here now inside the 10-yard line. I'd like to see them maybe hand the ball off here a little bit.
Jason Patterson in the backfield. They fake it to him. They're going to throw. Bazelak comes underneath, and he's got it to Gazarek. Gazarek to the end zone. Touchdown. Levi Gazarek. One of the other tight ends that Bowling Green has that sometimes gets lost in the shadow of Harold Fannin, but the captain with a 9-yard touchdown reception. And Bowling Green finally gets into the end zone tonight.
Really good hard play action by Connor, and they slip him out into the flat and hit him. Nice job. Good play selection, and nice touchdown here to get them going here in the second half and score touchdowns. I think that they've got to feel good about that.
Zach Long with the extra point as Bowling Green capitalizes on the Central Michigan turnover. There's a penalty marker on the PAT.
Wonder if that's going to be roughing. Did they hit the kicker?
Second touchdown receiving.
Running into the kicker. Defense, number 19. That penalty is declined. The try was successful.
6 plays, 39 yards, and 226 after the takeaway. And it's Levi Gazarek, who's also a right-handed pitcher on the Bowling Green baseball team. Well, the skies just opened up here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. The wind has been gusty all night. It has gotten gustier as Bowling Green takes a 16-7 lead after that touchdown drive. First touchdown drive of the night for the Falcons as the wind knocks the ball off the tee ahead of Zach Long's kickoff. Boy, it's going to be really tough now for these Chippewas, Steve Adazio, to come back with their one-dimensional offense. Tyler Jefferson has 1 completion tonight in 7 attempts, and we're in the third quarter, well into the third quarter. And now with the wind and the rain doing what it's doing and a wet track, it's going to be really hard to generate offense in the passing game.
Yeah, but I mean, they haven't really generated any passing game offense. So I think you're going to see more of his runs, and I think it's going to put a crimp in Bowling Green's throwing style a little bit here. It's rough out there right now.
The return, Central Michigan's going to have it at the 27-yard line as Jamal Johnson is stopped there. Here comes Jefferson, ready to run the offense. What an early season men's college basketball matchup we have for you Friday night between a couple of blue bloods. Number 1 Kansas hosting number 9 North Carolina at Allen Fieldhouse. Coverage begins 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN2 and the app. Bill Self's team looking good. Beat Howard last night in the opener. Hunter Dickinson, Big 12 preseason player of the year. Had a nice night.
I'll tell you one thing, Clay, for sure right now. It's coming down so hard, that ball's going to get real slick right now.
Yes.
And you can just see it on the players' jerseys and on the helmets. And, of course, we can see it right in front of it. It's a deluge right now with heavy, gusty winds. This is going to become, trying not to turn it over, making sure you're not fumbling the ball, being very, very careful with the football.
After that 2-yard pickup by Marion Lukes. 2nd down and 8. Another run play. And nowhere to go, and you talked about it, Coach. Ball loose. Lukes is able to get it back. Bowling Green tried to pick it up and run with it instead of diving on the loose football, and that cost him a takeaway. Lukes is able to scamper back on it. It will be a loss of 9.
Yeah, it just comes out. I mean, it just slips right out of his hands. And again, trying to scoop and score, Bowling Green, just jump on the ball, possess the ball.
That was Jordan Oladokin who wanted to scoop and score, and that allowed Lukes to regain possession. 3rd down and 18 now.
Watch a QB draw here or something.
Jesse Pruitt goes in motion, 3 receivers to the right, but they run it up the middle with Lukes. He slips away and gets a good chunk of the yardage back. Now close to the 35-yard line. Brown and Benjamin on the tackle, so it'll be 4th down and about 4.
I mean, not shocking. I mean, that's, you know, I mean, they were going to run the football, whether it was to the tailback or the quarterback. They weren't going to throw the ball there. And they gave up a lot of chunky yards there. This is why during practice, you know, every once in a while you do what we call wet ball drills. You soak your balls in a bucket of water, and you know, make sure that they're all slick, and you know, get used to handling it. And hopefully they've done that.
On the punt from Chapeau, it is handled at the 25-yard line. And Bowling Green will have it back, hoping that the rain slows down when we come back. 10:04 to go here in the 3rd. Gear is out in full force tonight for the band and all the fans. 16-7, Bowling Green will take back over here with 10:04 to go, 3rd quarter. Steve Addazio, Clay Matvick back in Mount Pleasant, where Central Michigan's offense has been a real tough thing to watch at times tonight. Another 3 and out. After turning it over on their opening possession of the half, they go 3 and out, have to punt, and now Bowling Green has it back. Connor Bazelak, 181 yards passing. And they'll keep it on the ground with Jason Patterson. Patterson across the 30. Ankle tackle by Jayon Jackson. Patterson has been a nice compliment to Terrion Stewart here tonight. Do you anticipate now that Bowling Green got that touchdown in the last possession, that they rely more on the run now, try to shorten this game and get out of town?
I think so. I think that's the prudent plan. You know, we'll see how that goes. I mean, you know, they really like Connor Bazelak to throw the ball for play actions.
Stay on the ground with Patterson. Big hole up the middle. He bursts into the secondary. Patterson inside the 40. Lowers his shoulder, gets inside the 30 to the 33-yard line. Elijah Ricard, the free safety, escorts him out, but it's a gain of 41.
Nice run. They love him. They say he's a selfless player. He's a complete player. Coaches just feel terrific about him.
3 carries, 50 yards tonight for Patterson. He had 101 yards the last time Bowling Green was here 2 years ago. Under 9 minutes to go in the quarter. Play action out to Fannin. He's been quiet. He gets dumped by Deron McKinney. McKinney was everywhere in the first half. He's been their best player in the secondary tonight.
They made an awful nice play out there in space. They've got a lead block. Oh, not a great block out there. You know, Finn Hogan, we used to call that a lookout block. Look out! Those things can end bad for you. You got to do a little better than that.
Deron McKinney, second year at Central Michigan after 2 at Iowa, 2 at South Dakota, playing for the Coyotes in Vermillion in the FCS. 2nd down and 8 away from center. Bazelak fakes the toss, comes down short for the screen to Jamal Johnson. And Johnson, always a great runner after the catch. And that's going to be a 1st down.
That was well done. Well executed by Connor Bazelak. He gave ground with a little bit of touch. Threw it over the D lineman for the screen. Very nicely done. Pretty good perimeter blocking out there. Pick up a 1st down. This would be a huge deal here right now to punch this in.
You know, Bazelak hasn't done anything spectacular tonight, but he's managed the game well.
He's taking care of the football.
And he's gone over 2,000 yards passing this season. 4th time in his career he's been able to say that. On 1st and 10. To the outside and down to the 12-yard line. That is Patterson as Cochran brings him down. Gain of 4.
Good strong run down here. That's what you want. You know, 4 yards a clip down here. Stay on schedule. Get another 1st down. You can get the ball inside the 6-yard line. Take care of the football here. No negative yardage plays. You don't want to go backwards.
Even Scott's got the rain gear on now. Bowling Green head coach. He was playing tough guy for a while.
He doesn't care, Scott. He's got them down his face. He could care less. He's thinking about the next play.
They fake the sweep to Smith. And the pass incomplete, intended for Johnson in the end zone. We've seen Bazelak miss Johnson high a few times tonight.
Yeah, he's floated a few balls for sure. Here it is right here. That ball's floating. Yeah, I tell you, Malcolm Johnson really gave everything he had. You know, got up in the air and really outstretched for that ball. That's got to be a better ball. You know, here we are now. You know, they were on schedule, right? Now it's, you know, 3rd down and 6 or whatever it is.
Yeah, flag. Looked like motion for the tight end Gazera.
Full start. Offense. Number 10. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Gazera had the touchdown tonight for Bowling Green. Penalty here. And that's penalty number 9 against the Falcons. So it'll be 3rd down and 11.
That's what happened earlier in the game, and that's what had them kicking a lot of field goals, getting in the red zone, going backwards with misfires and penalties, and we have it again here right now.
Check that, penalty number 8, nonetheless. They'll go 4 wide. There's Fannin. Caught inside the 10, down to the 8, wrapped up by Caleb Spann. 4th down, and we'll see what Scott Loeffler decides to do. Does he bring out Zach Long again? It sure looks like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I think you want to get the points here. You know, make it 19-7 if you can. You got a good kicker here. The weather's getting rough.
Zach Long is hit from 32, 40, and 37. This will be his first kick of the half. This is a chip shot for him from 27 yards out. That's blocked. Blocked, and Central Michigan has it. Coming to the near sideline is Caleb Spann, and he's going to be driven out of bounds. But Bowling Green is denied. Zach Long, 3 field goals tonight, does not get the 4th. Deron McKinney, who has been exceptional tonight on defense, now gets a big play on special teams.
They got penetration. 91 got up in the air and got his hand on it. Big play in the football game.
Jonah Pace, junior from Marengo, Illinois. Excellent pass rusher. Blocked that kick. A 27-yard field goal attempt from Zach Long to keep this a 16-7 game. And now Central Michigan going back to work on offense and being stacked up. Is the running back B.J. Harris. Miles in on the stop. That was the first blocked kick of the year for Central Michigan, and maybe that special teams play can jumpstart this offense. It has not been a good night. You can see the passing offense, 6 total yards. It's already an ugly year passing the football, but just 6 yards tonight. And now Jaden Glasser, the backup quarterback, in there trying to spark this team. And he's going to run with it to the 35-yard line. He was looking for somebody downfield, nobody there, and he's hit by Joseph Sip after a 4-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down.
His mouthpiece was never in, but he might want to put that in. But yeah, they're trying to generate something here. They must feel like maybe he can give them a little bit more in a throw game.
Jaden Glasser graduated early from Venice High School in Florida, joined the team in January. He's a true freshman out of Tampa. Takes the snap, will hand it off, and that's a good run for Harris, the former Missouri Tiger. And that been too many first downs tonight For Central Michigan, that's just their 6th, and that's an 8-yard pickup. They'll move the chains with 4 minutes to go in the quarter.
Well, that's what they need to do, is get first downs on the ground a little bit, maybe set up a little play action. They got to get a ball down the field here at some point in time.
Jaden Glasser playing his first collegiate downs on this drive. And Harris is wrapped up and thrown back. No gain. Good play up front by Miles Bradley, the linebacker. This has got to be a nerve-wracking situation here for Glasser, a rookie, playing his first collegiate football, and it's raining like all get out.
You're coming from behind, you got some tough weather elements, not easy. But sometimes, you know, this is where you find guys that emerge.
4 receivers, and it's Glasser who's going to keep it. Looks good, running the football, dives down at the 50. He wants targeting. Revels went in to try and level Glasser, and there was some helmet to helmet. Tracy Revels draws a penalty flag. Remember, Central Michigan had Lavia Brown ejected for targeting in the first half, and now Revels in trouble here.
Late hit, defense, number 12. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
They're not going to look at targeting.
Well, on the replay here.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was close.
It's close. I don't think that's targeting. I think he's
it's
trying to lead with his shoulder here. I got to tell you, I find that to be the toughest, one of the toughest plays for defenders right now in football. They're coming at a full speed, and the quarterback just snaps down to the ground. You can't stop your momentum. I don't know. I get they're trying to protect the quarterback, but tough, real tough.
I think there are a lot of people who agree with you, Coach. Luke's good second effort. He's going to get 6 on that run. Marion Luke's a couple of 100-yard games this year against Ohio and Eastern Michigan. And it'll be 2nd down and 4. Central Michigan is driving here.
They're getting movement up front with their offensive line right now. They're starting to get, you know, knock back BG a little bit, and I think the backs are running hard. And
from the Bowling Green 30-yard line, Luke's is going to take the direct snap. Glasser lines up as a receiver wide to the right. Luke's going ahead, and he's hammered by 2 defenders. Ali Saad leading the way. That's the second big hit in the backfield he's had tonight.
I think Charles Rosser got in there as well. It's a nice defensive play by the 2 of them. They got him off schedule. That's what BG needed to do.
And now a third, a little more challenging 3rd and 6. Luke's to the right of Glasser. He made a change at quarterback. It's Luke's on the run, and he's going to be short of the line to gain by a couple of yards. Ali Saad again on the stop. And now here's 4th down. They've got the wind at their back, but it's not as windy as it was earlier in the game.
Now they got to go for it here. 4th and 2, a long 2. They've got to go for it. You know, whether they have a quarterback run or whether they give it to, you know, one of their top backs here, they've got to convert this. It looks more like 4th and 3.
They've completed 1 pass tonight. And they'll stay on the ground. Luke's is hit in the backfield, gets away, and he's got the first down and more. To the 15, to the 10, and on his feet to the 6-yard line. But there are penalty markers down. And we'll see if this is coming back. It probably is.
Blocked in the back. Offense, number 15. 10-yard penalty. Replay. 4th down.
Block in the back for the quarterback, Jaden Glasser.
Yeah, I mean, that was really a critical, right at the point of attack, that really set them. They had that thing corralled in the backfield.
Glasser threw for 2,700 yards, 28 touchdowns as a senior. Also rushed for 300 yards. Excellent player, but again, he's a freshman, and this is a freshman mistake at a critical time, especially when Dontrez Brown was out of the play, Coach.
Yeah, no, I was wrong. I'm wrong on that. That was a foolish mistake. It was a non-factor in the play. I thought it happened somewhere else, but that's a shame.
Luke's again. 4th and 4, and he is going to be stopped short, it appears.
Looks like a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Bowling Green's got it. Dontrez Brown.
Well, I'll tell you, between penalties, critical mistakes, really in both teams in the red zones. I mean, Central Michigan's finally got an opportunity to go in here and get some points.
Dontrez Brown clogging up the middle. He's been doing that all night. Senior from Fremont, Ohio. It's a veteran defense for Bowling Green. They've held the Chippewas to 7 points. Terrion Stewart in the backfield. He'll hop to the outside and get some room. Stiff arm on his feet, right at the sticks. He's going to be pushed back by Deron McKinney, but great effort there by Terrion Stewart to end the 3rd quarter. So on a wet night,
This is the end of the 3rd quarter.
on this Tuesday, first night at Maction in November, Bowling Green is going to take a lead to the 4th quarter. It hasn't been pretty here tonight, but the Falcons are trying to get their 4th win in league play, and they'll take the lead to the 4th. Action for Mount Pleasant as we go to the 4th quarter. College football primetime presented by Ram Trucks. With Steve Adazio, I'm Clay Matvick. Here we go in the 4th. Connor Bazelak has a touchdown pass here in the 2nd half. He's going to be sacked. Dumped inside the 35-yard line. Pius Ojugo is in the backfield. Also Malik Dinkins in on that sack. 2nd sack tonight for the Chippewas, is trying to stay in this football game. Scott Leffler's offense really struggled in the 1st half to generate consistency. It had to settle for 3 field goals. They had a blocked field goal on their last possession. Deep handoff. This is Jason Patterson looking for room on the right side. He'll get a couple of yards.
Patterson, the ball carrier.
Yeah, put him on a 3rd down and long. That first down call, Clay, they had really was a coverage sack. You know, there was nowhere to go with that football for Connor. So you're on 3rd down here now. It'll be interesting to see if they're going to run a screen here, or will they, you know, try to throw for that 1st down and get beyond the sticks.
Bowling Green going for its 3rd straight win here tonight. Central Michigan trying to avoid its first 4-game conference losing streak since 2018. Stewart is stopped. Great 2nd, great 3rd effort to get across the 40-yard line. Going to be well short of the 1st down yardage. And Bowling Green's going to have to punt. But that's an A for effort for Terrion Stewart.
These backs for Bowling Green, they play with great effort, great pad level, and you know, Terrion is to me is just really a terrific balance and power guy. Takes care of the football. I like him a lot. I think he's a quality player.
He's 5'9", 220, so he's built like a deep freezer. And we said it before, he averages 7 broken tackles per game. He broke a couple there.
I think he has the best running back coach in the country, in Brian White. And he teaches a lot of what I see there.
Good punt. Takes a nice roll for John Henderson, and it's going to be down at the 2. Down by Patrick Day. 56-yard punt for Henderson. 16-7 Bowling Green here in the 4th. The MAC on ESPN Plus, your exclusive home for more than 700 games and events. Also the destination for all MAC championships. If you don't have ESPN Plus yet and you're a MAC fan, you gotta get it. Clay Matvick, Steve Adazio back here on first night of Maction in Mount Pleasant. 16-7 Central Michigan with their worst starting field position of the night. They're backed up to their own 2 after that long punt by John Henderson. And this offense has been anemic tonight. Jaden Glasser, the backup quarterback tonight, coming in on the last series. He'll hand off to Marion Lukes. Tyler Jefferson started and led a touchdown drive late in the first half to get Central Michigan back in this football game, but he completed one pass before leaving the game. Not to say that his night is over, and we have yet to see Jaden Glasser pass successfully.
Well, there's two glaring things going on here. One, as you just said, I mean, 6 yards worth of passing yards for Central Michigan, but both teams, but BG 3 of 13 and Central Michigan 4 of 10 on third down conversions. I mean, you're not moving the chains.
Lukes again, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 as Tracy Revels, who avoided the targeting call earlier, it looked like it on first blush, he makes the stop. 3rd down and 5. And you see Central Michigan tonight 4 of 10. Central Michigan 3-1 at home this year. They've won 7 of their last 9 at home going back to last year, but playing from behind here in the 4th quarter tonight. The true freshman from Tampa, Jaden Glasser, barking the signals. From the goal line, he's going to throw, and it's through the receiver's hands, incomplete. DeCorian Temple, the tight end out of Ypsilanti, can't reel it in, and it's 4th and 5 in Central Michigan. Another 3 and out. They're going to have to punt again.
Yeah, and that ball was a floater. I mean, it just took off on him, sailed on him. But the problem is with this punt, I mean, once again, look at the field position they're going to give Bowling Green here right now.
Yeah, and they're punting right into the wind.
Yeah, into the wind, no doubt, no doubt. Now, Bowling Green's got to do a great job of fielding this. This could be a tricky punt to field here with the wind. You know, will take that ball and probably really drop it down hard.
The transfer from East Carolina, David Chapeau. His punt out of bounds on the far sideline inside the 40. In fact, it's going to be marked inside the 35. Excellent field position for Bowling Green.
ESPN's College Football Primetime is presented by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Clay Matvick, Steve Adazio back here in Mount Pleasant. 11:08 to go, 4th quarter. Bowling Green 16-7 over Central Michigan. And Falcons first time starting in plus territory tonight. A drive that could be the knockout blow for Central Michigan. And Bazelak will hand off. Stewart bouncing off tacklers as he wants to do, and will have another great run. Stopped at the 26-yard line. We talked about at the top, Steve, a win tonight for the Falcons, and their chance to make the MAC title game jumps from 39% to 48%, nearly half. And a loss, obviously, their odds dropped to 15% to be in the MAC championship December 7th at Ford Field in Detroit. And you know, it hasn't been a pretty game by any stretch of the imagination for Bowling Green, but if they can march in and score, especially touchdown, that'll probably be the haymaker.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how pretty or not pretty, just get in the end zone. Find a way to get in the end zone.
Stewart wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Kwiatkowski has been anything but quiet tonight. He's had another solid game at middle linebacker. 2nd in the MAC in tackles for loss coming in. And that's another one. That's a loss of 1.
Not a lot of blocking out there going on right now. That play before that was, you know, that was all Terrion Stewart on his own, breaking tackles and trying to make yards with not much happening in front of him.
So it'll be 3rd down and 4. Bowling Green has sights set on playing in that MAC title game, getting to a MAC championship scenario in Detroit. And that toss will be a 1st down to Patterson. Good run. Down to the 15-yard line, Jason Patterson.
Really like that call, too. You know, just a toss into the boundary. They had numbers, and they've got 2 pulling linemen, a lead blocker, and I like that call. That's a downhill play to the perimeter.
There's no divisional play in the MAC this year for the first time. The MAC title game again in Detroit, first week of December, and it'll feature the teams with the 2 best league marks. Falcons hoping to be one of them. Patterson in the pistol. He'll get it. And he stumbles after running into the line and falls behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a couple. There's Cochran, and there's Kwiatkowski again. 2nd and 12.
Again, it's a TFL. There's negative yardage plays. You're now it's 2nd and 12 as opposed to, you know, really should be 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5. You know, that's been the problem all night long.
Bowling Green working at a measured pace now, taking that play clock down. As Bazelak goes under center, he's been going from under center a few times tonight. They drop it off short. That is caught and dumped at the 11-yard line. Justin Pegues, the Tennessee Tech transfer. He'll get 5 to make it 3rd down and a little more doable. They need the 4-yard line. So it's 3rd and 7.
Now they're going to try to get beyond the sticks here inside the 5 with a passing concept here, I would think. They've done a good job of trying to run the ball, work the clock right now, but well, let's see.
Fannin is behind the line to the right. Patterson was sent up to the right of Bazelak. Play clock inside of 5, and Bazelak still looking at the sideline, and now, yeah, they're going to need a timeout.
They got to get a timeout.
You can see Bazelak shaking his head. There's some bad communication.
Bowling Green. They're first for the half.
What's
Full
happening?
immediate timeout.
What's happening there is, you know, they're trying to check it at the line of scrimmage, and they can't get reloaded fast enough.
It's been a frustrating night for Scott Loeffler at Bowling Green, but they can get out of here with a win on a rainy night. Loeffler talked about his mentors. He said Lloyd Carr, Urban Meyer, Frank Beamer, and you, my partner, Steve Addazio.
We've been through a lot together, a lot of wars, and he's always had my back.
Stewart off the handoff. Good run, and he gets inside the 5-yard line. That is going to be close to a 1st down. They're going to mark him just short. It'll be 4th and inches at the 5-yard line. And what do you think your former offensive coordinator is going to do here?
Go for it. I thought he got the 1st down here. I'm kind of looking at it right now. There's on this replay. He's well over the 5-yard line there. Can they review that? I don't know. I would review that. That looks like it was a 1st down. They marked him real short here.
Yeah, they didn't even make it close. It's 4th and about a half yard.
Oh, he was on a quarterback sneak that. And then he took a step.
Patterson off the handoff, lowers his shoulder, and he makes a great second effort and will be stopped a yard shy of the goal line.
Ran the old duo play where they try to create 3 double teams and give the back a chance to search his way outside.
Elijah Ricard with the tackle to keep him out of the end zone. So 1st down and goal to go after that run. Dante Kent slow to get up. He's making his way off the field now. One of the leaders in the secondary for the Chippewas. Jayon Jackson will go in for him. And this, if they can finish this drive, would pretty much be the death knell for the Chippewas.
Well, they're taking their time right now. They still got 20 seconds on the play clock. They'd like to run that down, and you know these linemen are already in their stance. That's too long to be in your stance down there right now, especially down on the 1-yard line. Never like that. You know, don't get them in their stance that early.
They snap it with 3 on the play clock. Patterson, nifty move, and he steps right on in for the touchdown. Jason Patterson from 1 yard out. Veteran in his 4th year in the program. And that is his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. And that puts some separation between the Falcons and the Chippewas in this game here late in the 4th quarter.
I like Patterson and Stewart. I think it's a good combination of running backs. I think they've got to get the front playing a little bit more consistently and allow them to be more consistent in their runs. I think it'll help the quarterback.
And Long with the extra point. And it's 23-7 with 5:42 to go. Scott Loeffler told us this week, he said, if we can find a way tonight, we have a chance to win this league. We need to be us. You know, have they been prototypical Bowling Green, especially offensively? Not really tonight. It hasn't been vintage Bowling Green. We saw Fannin early, but he's kind of disappeared for stretches of this game. But they're doing enough to get it done, looking ahead to that game against Western Michigan next week, which will be huge.
Like you said, Clay, this is a trap game. They're going to do enough to come up here on the road in a nasty weather night, and they're going to win in a trap game situation. It might be not the way they wanted it, but a win's a win. Scott's one heck of a football coach. He's going to go back. It'll give him a lot of gusto for the next week of practice, and they'll get ready for a big-time game.
Meanwhile, Jim McElwain's team is going to lose its 4th straight in conference. And they haven't done that around here in 6 years.
I feel bad though, because you know Jim's a heck of a football coach, and he's been dealt a tough hand this season with injuries. Every once in a while you get caught in these situations where the injury bug just hammers you, and he's done a great job keeping this team playing hard and trying to find a way to be as productive as they can.
The injuries, especially at quarterback, you lose QB1 and QB2, and you're going with freshman quarterbacks. At this point in the season, it is really tough. End over end kick, and Luke's is going to let it bounce in the end zone. Touchback to the 25. Now here's Sunday's women's college basketball lineup at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. Gonzaga and Stanford squaring off at Maples Pavilion here on ESPN2. And on ESPN, number 9, NC State taking on South Carolina, #1 team in the country again this year. And the first game of the Alley tip-off in Charlotte. And with the second game will be Virginia Tech and Iowa on ESPN2. That's on Sunday. 5:42 to go. Central Michigan has completed 1 pass tonight. Jaden Glasser did not start the game, but he is in it now, and he completes a pass. Man, we haven't seen a completion since the first half for the Chippewas, and he hits the tight end, Gavin Harris, for 25 yards.
Nice throw. He threw a nice ball in there. Nice little route concept. So, you know, a growth moment for Jaden Glasser.
Harris, the Howard transfer, gets him out near midfield. And now 2 completions in a row. Glasser's on a roll here as he gets it to Solomon Davis. That's a gain of 7. Now they're cutting the true freshman loose here late.
Well, they have to, right? I mean, they need to grow as an offense, and in order to do that, he's got to throw the football. So that's what they're doing right now. I mean, obviously they're trying to come from behind, but they're also working on the future here.
Through 28 touchdowns as a senior in high school near Tampa, Florida, and that's going to be a first down. He strings 3 in a row together. This time he hits Jesse Pruitt, former walk-on. Gain of 7 and a Chippewas first down. Well, this has got to warm Jim McElwain's heart on a cold night.
A little bit of optimism. You know, of course, Bowling Green's playing real soft in the coverage right now, trying to keep everything in front. Don't let anything get behind. So bend but don't break type of mentality.
Glasser looking to the left, pumping, now running out of time, steps out of the pocket, slings it on the run, and he's on target. That's a first down to Chris Parker. A gain of 12, and Jaden Glasser has found some confidence here late in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, he's, you know, you can see right here, he's got a long time to throw the football. He moves around well in the pocket. Nice job by him keeping his eyes down the field.
4 completions in a row. And now they go back to the ground game in Marion Lukes. Well, if Glasser can show this kind of spark You know, he may be making a bid to be the starting quarterback at Toledo in their next game.
Yeah, I could see them continuing with him. He looks like he has the ability to throw it. He's got decent size.
Second down and 8. The freshman taking a shot. That's incomplete. Went down the hash marks. He tried to hit Gavin Harris, the tight end. And lands incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 8. And, you know, again, if the Chippewas lose this game tonight, and it looks like they're going to, Coach, they're going to have to run the table in the final 3 games at Toledo, against Western Michigan, and at Northern Illinois to get bowl eligible.
Yeah, nice. They've got a gauntlet ahead of him, and he's still got some work to do, you know, throwing the football in terms of these longer passes. They sail a little bit on him. He's good in these short throws.
That short throw is on the mark to Parker, and he's going to be close to a 1st down, but short. It'll be 4th down, and of course the Chippewas will go for it with 3 minutes to play.
Yeah, no question here. I'm sure they'll hand the ball off here and try to get the 1st down.
They'll run it with Lukes. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 10-yard line. Dropped at the 7. There's a marker on the play. We'll see if this is coming back. Penalties have certainly been an underlying story of this game.
Looks like they have a face mask call here on the defense.
After the play is over, personal foul, face mask, defense, number 16. At the distance of the goal, automatic 1st down.
I mean, you know Scott personally. You guys have spent a lot of hours talking football together. He worked for you a couple of different places. He is not going to be happy with these penalties tonight, even if they get out of here with a win.
I'm sure. Look, I can see, there you see right there on the screen. He's seething right now. I mean, what are we? You know, we're trying to get out of this game right now. We got another penalty after the play with a face mask. I mean, that's just, you know, that just tries your patience.
Glasser heated up, and down he goes, sacked. Dropped at the 13 by Dontrez Brown.
There's another flag. I don't know what this is. Dropped out of the secondary.
Holding, defense, number 2. At the distance of the goal from the previous spot, automatic 1st down.
Now, there's a lot of heavy lifting for Central Michigan to do here, especially with the amount of time that's left. But they do have all their timeouts, and technically this is a 2-possession game. They need touchdowns and 2-point conversions.
Right.
And they're essentially playing with a true freshman 4th-string quarterback. But here they are on the doorstep. And Lukes trying to push his way to the goal line. He is going to be stopped.
Yeah.
2nd down and goal.
Yeah, the clock's down to the 2-minute warning.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Central Michigan trying to make it interesting late. They've got 2 minutes to work with. See Saturday on ABC College Football, Florida, Texas, Georgia, and Ole Miss, and Alabama and LSU in the nightcap. It's going to be a great weekend. That man, Jared Glasser, true freshman, getting his first collegiate action here tonight. 5 for 7 passing on the drive, has him 2nd and goal with 2 minutes to go. Down 16. Glasser keeps it. Quarterback sneak. Did he get in? No indication yet that he did.
I think he might be short here. Although, how can you really tell in that rugby scrum?
Yeah, he is short. Jared Glasser has sparked this team. They had 1 completion as a timeout is called by the Chippewas, their first. Steve, they had 1 completion all night, and Glasser has gone 5 for 7 on this drive that has covered 75 yards. The rookie has sparked this team late. It may be too late, but this may be an indication of how Jim McElwain may go at quarterback in the next game, especially if Bert Emanuel is still out. He's week to week right now with an ankle injury, but he was on crutches earlier this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good positive sign, something you can build on for the future, and I think real step in the right direction for their offense. He seems to be gaining confidence in this small segment of time, Glasser, you know, and you can see it, you know. They need to get in here. I think they just need to hand the ball off right here. Marion Lukes, give him the ball.
Lukes will jump to the right of Glasser. Glasser again, and he's got it. Touchdown. The big 6'2", 230-pounder will get the second touchdown of the night for Central Michigan.
Now we got to get ready for a little onside kick action.
Well, they're going to go for 2 first, and then, yeah, they're going to need that onside kick and hopefully get it back. But if they don't get this 2-point conversion, there's not going to be enough time for them to accomplish what they're going to need.
Interesting to see what they're going to do here. Are they going to sprint him out and run some sort of pick rub route? Are they going to try to run a QB draw?
And now Bowling Green wants to use a timeout. And the Falcons, they still have 1 timeout remaining. Well, yeah, Scott Loeffler and Bowling Green, they can't get out of town fast enough with a victory. They've got Western Michigan at home next week. They've got a game at Ball State, and then they finish with the defending MAC champions Miami again at home, and they hope to be playing in that MAC title game on December 7th in Detroit. But they knew that Central Michigan was not going to be easy tonight, even with their quarterback issues, because the weather was going to be a factor, and it certainly has been since the opening kick. Going for 2. Glasser out of the shotgun. Inside handoff to Lukes, and he did not get there. Brock Horn, the middle linebacker, with a big tackle. And with 1:50 to go, it stays 23-13, 10-point deficit.
That was really a big play right there for Bowling Green to be able to stop this.
Yeah, this is huge.
Yeah, it makes it 2-score, you know. So, well, they're going to get ready and for the onside kick, and I don't care who you are, man. When you line up, you're on the receiving team, and you are like, hold on right now, because you just never know how that ball's going to swivel and move. And when you're the guy kicking the onside kick, you're just hoping your kicker gives you a chance. So these things are, you know, you work on them every week. You don't work a lot on them, but every week you cover it, and you hope you don't have to use it, and here you are.
Look at the Bowling Green hands team. Every available receiver and running back. Sure hands guys. Of course, Harold Fannin, even though he's a superstar, they can ill afford to get hurt. He's going to be out there on special teams in a situation like this.
Sure, absolutely, and you're right. And you hold your breath. You got to have guys that really want to go get the ball in this situation.
Matson's kick is recovered by Bowling Green. And you know, it was not a great onside kick, really not that much of a challenge for the Falcons to get on it. And with 1:49 to go, they can milk this one away and get out of Mount Pleasant with victory number 4 in MAC play and go over 500 overall at 5-4.
Well, the Chippewas have a couple of timeouts, so they're going to have to hand the ball off here and probably get 1 first down. Just take care of the ball. This is where you're telling that running back right now. You know, carry that 2 hands high and tight, cover the ball. Don't try to twist for extra yards.
Oh, getting loose is Terrion Stewart. Man, Stewart's still running hard. That's a gain of 17 as you look ahead to what Bowling Green has next week. First place, Western Michigan. They're going to host Northern Illinois tomorrow night. They're going to try to go to 5-0. Their quarterback, Hayden Wolf, having a really nice year. Then at Ball State, and again, a tough one, Miami on November the 29th. .360 yards of offense tonight for Bowling Green.
That's what you, come on. They stemmed the front and BG moved.
We've already talked about the penalties for the Falcons tonight. And that would be a dozen.
I'm not even coaching right now, and I'm feeling it up here right now. Watching these penalties is stressing me out right now. I got to tell you the truth. Come on, fellas. You got to close this game out here right now. Bear down.
So what's the recipe for that?
It's going to be a rough week next week. That's going to be the recipe.
Delay game, defense, number 44. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's actually going to go against Chippewa.
Is subject to a 10-second subtraction. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 6 seconds. The game clock will start on the ready for play.
Because they simulated, you know, with the movement, they try to simulate the snap, and that's a penalty if you catch them doing it. They must have barked it out on the cadence.
I think Kate Custis was clapping.
Yeah.
And he tried to, like
simulate. They simulated it. It's a penalty. BG's just got to just anchor down right now, you know, just anchor down. Don't pay attention to that stuff.
The penalty has been called more this year. It's been an emphasis by the officiating crews.
Yeah.
Under a minute to go.
I'm glad, because that used to wear me out, you know. That used to happen all the time.
Well, you're an old O-line coach, especially, you know, your O-line gets drawn offside. That's gonna rankle you a bit, I'm sure, as Stewart carries ahead. Yeah, let's get some more penalty flags in there. We can't get out of here without another flag.
I think they're going to have movement here.
It's been a long night for referee Rich Edwards and his crew.
Kendall, what was your number?
What?
Holding, offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty, first down. Central Michigan is elected to have the game clock start on the snap.
On Fadu Kasi tonight.
The drummer. He's a drummer. He taught himself how to play the drums.
Is he any good?
I don't know, but he needs to get back on playing those drums and, you know, soothing himself a little bit. Maybe we can get rid of some of these penalties. He comes from a long line of football family now. Two brothers playing in the NFL. Great family, great football player. He's going to be a really good football player.
Stewart leaks into the secondary. He's making a sprint for the end zone. Terrion Stewart knocked out at the 3-yard line. Mercy. Terrion Stewart with a 29-yard gallop, and he's over 100 yards rushing tonight.
I tell you what. Have I told you I like him as a running back?
Yeah, you've mentioned it
a
a couple
of
times.
Stewarts I've liked running backs, huh? Stewart on Jacksonville.
Jacksonville State's Trey Stewart. Yeah, you liked him.
I love him. Yeah. I really am into Terry, and I think he's a really good player. Runs with a low pad level. He's got great balance. I like him a lot. This is my favorite formation right here in football. It's called victory. And they're in it. It's a nice feeling.
Now, Bowling Green is not going to be pleased with some of the details tonight, but they will certainly be pleased with win number 4 in MAC play. 23-13 the final. I thought that Harold Fannin would be more of a dynamic impact. I mean, he made 5 catches right out of the gate in the first half. He'll finish with 7 for 86 yards, no touchdowns. Connor Bazelak, very steady, very cool, calm, and collected. Bowling Green certainly has to work through some things going into that Western Michigan game, but they're in this thing. They're in the hunt in the MAC. They want to be in Ford Field in December.
They got a really good football team. They got a really good head football coach and a good staff. They just need to get back in that groove and smooth this out and get ready for this home stretch. I think they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. I like them down the finish.
Meanwhile, Central Michigan falls to 1-4 in the MAC, 3-6 overall. On a wet night in Mount Pleasant. It's a win for Bowling Green, 23-13 the final. For Steve Addazio and our entire crew, I'm Clay Matvick saying so long from Central Michigan.